This was the order by the West, for the West, from the West. If there are going to be two big changes in this decade, one will be technology, but the other will be demography. It's not just a distribution of GDP and capabilities. We can't really use completely the tools and experiences of the past. Well, let me also go with the threes, and I'll go exactly the way President Stubb said, the past, the present, and the future. So, order to disorder. So let's be honest. Whose order was it? Okay. This was the order by the West, for the West, from the West. Now, it doesn't mean that others didn't use it. Smart people did, smart countries did. But when we look back at these 70 years, I think the expectation that we can freeze a 1945 or a 1989 forever was a very unrealistic one. In fact, look back at these 70 years. Okay? These 70 years we debate, how did we do, why didn't it last? 70 years is 1% of Indian history. Why would 1%
of Indian history bother you?
Last? No, it bothers me. But why would it last? Life moves on. So, somewhere I think this attachment to the past did not take into account the forces that were propelling the change. So, then we come to the present. The 2-3 points I really liked about the book. One, of course, the fact that it was a triangulation, because much of the debate today is global West, the fight within the West, to some extent a binary of West and East. So I really appreciate that you brought in the South, because conceptually the South matters more and more. Also, I think one important variable which often gets left out, which is demographics, that if there are going to be two big changes in this decade, one will be technology, but the other will be demography. And I think President has kind of brought that into the metrics. Regarding the future, it's again, a lot of the analysis is obviously centered around the changes in America. So is the book. So it's about G1, it's about G2, though that's not that strongly addressed by you. I understand why, I empathize fully with that. You've even in passing referred to a kind of G3. The 3 being Russia. My sense is you're going to have a future which will really be much more multipolar, because no country today has hegemony over so many domains that it is an overall hegemon. So it's not just a distribution of GDP and capabilities. I think in different domains, different parts of the world will be more contributive or will have more capability. So the power in its different dimensions has spread out much more. So to that extent, your point that, we can't really use completely the tools and experiences of the past to project ahead.